Welcome to Dr. Jester Rant, and I'm gonna rant about this. From the Blaze. Zoom executive exposed as Chinese communist spy who sabotaged anti-China video conference with child porn and terrorism, DOJ. Department of Justice. The spy fabricated English fake evidence of child porn and terrorism to frame Zoom users. You gotta be shitting me. Well, but before I go, there's a special update. Today it's absolutely filthy fucking hot. It's kind of like, again, Satan decided, let's eat some very spicy tacos. But let's forget to check the cheese if it's not spoiled or anything. So he eats it, and then he develops a fever, and then develops a lot of diarrhea. And I'm between that bunghole. Quite almost literally, because it's a goddamn filthy shithole in this country I live in. If you keep, by accident, you hear something like a fan blast in the background, you have to forgive me, but I need to stay alive to inform you the important facts of the day. Or the videos that I can survive or do long enough without dying in the process. And I need to stay fresh. Because it's bloody fucking hot. Even if I could afford to buy an AC unit to put it here, oh dear lord, that's something I'll definitely need. The electricity in this filthy shithole, it's one of the most expensive in the world. It's practically half of it is on taxes. Another half is on the absurdity of the power companies in here. They overcharge you, they even make mistakes, and they overcharge you and never refund you the money. So even if I could afford an AC unit, I'll never be able to afford the electricity to power it up. So you have to forgive me, but I'm melting, and the status of my balls right now, it's a very, very oceany, and my bunghole is worse than the Democrats right now in questions of swampiness. So it's very, very moist. Alright, let's go right into the article, shall we? The spy fabricator. Let's move on. A former executive at Zoom who shut down video conferences that were not flattering to China was exposed as a spy for the Chinese Communist Party, according to the Department of Justice. Well, and you people let these idiots infiltrate companies like that. I know it's not easy to vet everybody, especially if you're a filthy spy from a filthy CCP party, government agency or things like that. DiAngelo, aka Julian Jean, was an employee of the American video conference company. The 39-year-old was based in China's Zhejiang province, worked as a security technical leader for tech company headquartered in San Jose, California. Jean served as liaison between Zoom and the Chinese government after Beijing blocked the company's services in China in September 2019. Don't you love the double standards the Chinese offer? America tries to control the amount of propaganda and shit that TikTok spreads in America, and America is called a xenophobe and other ists and isms and phobics and bigots and things like that from China. But an American company cannot operate in China without having a liaison or being partially owned or even making an alliance with a local company that has government ties in China. Don't you just love the hypocrisy, the double standards and other things? I seriously wish the hole in here was big enough to shove in an ice cube through it. But it's not big enough. So the water is. surprisingly enough, still hot, still warm, and it's making me a little bit sad. Alright, let's get back to the article. Jin provided the Chinese Communist Party with information about users and meetings. He even supplied the CCP with IP addresses from anyone who held anti-China sentiments, say federal prosecutor in Brooklyn, New York. Well, let's go on record here. I am very anti-China. Well, at least not against the Chinese people or its culture, because I absolutely loved it. I have an absolute love for the Chinese culinary arts. I love it. But I have anti-China sentiments, especially anti-CCP, mostly the Chinese government. So, if you want, you can provide my IP address to the filthy government of China, so they can go fuck themselves. Fuck communism, fuck socialism. Let that be on the record. Fuck socialism. I hope the Chinese, the people of China, gets rid of this terrorist, dictatorial pieces of shit that are in the government. I hope they become free one day, because they deserve it. They cannot afford and continue to suffer the attacks and the anti-freedom mentality that the CCP has. For instance, they even have to resort to gutter oil to fry their food. That's how bad things are in there. Slave labor, China trying to invade other countries in the region. Even India is suffering. Nepal is suffering. China and India is also having another problem with Pakistan, because Pakistan is definitely an ally of China. Have you forgotten about the JF-17 that Pakistan operates? It's made in China with assistance from Pakistan, or mostly made in both countries, but mostly from China. They build islands in the South Pacific and China Sea, and they are trying to. The coffee has a weird flavor today. It has built a lot of islands so they can use it as a base for the army and claim the region for themselves. They're invading Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, Japan, Koreas, and many other countries in the region, and they are also exerting their influence, kind of like the communist Russia has done in the past, in the 60s during the Cold War. For instance, they are even in Nigeria, to South Africa, to Kenya, and to a lot of shitholes in Latin America as well. God. Let's keep going, shall we? Jin provided, okay, I already read that. According to the complaint filed in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York, Jin reportedly participated in a plot to disrupt a series of meetings in May and June that commemorated the Tiananmen Square massacre, where at least 280 pro-democracy demonstrators were shot dead. The people in Tiananmen Square who died, they are heroes, veritable heroes, who stood against tyranny. These are the people you should look up to. These are the people who are heroes. Not Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or things like that. Alright, let's get back to the article. In CCP's bidding, it is reported that at least 4 video meetings commemorating the 31st anniversary of Tiananmen Square massacre were infiltrated and terminated. Jin and his co-conspirators reportedly contrived false accusations, including child porn and terrorism, against Zoom users in the United States. This is next level's attack. China needs a huge check, and it needs to be stopped because of this. But unfortunately, America now has an upcoming president whose tendency of sucking China's dick is notorious. Or it lifts his bunghole up and let China's huge dick fuck him. Be prepared for another shenanigans, kind of like that UAV that Obama let Iran appropriate, and now that technology you can find in Russia and China now. Aren't you glad that people like them I love giving the American technology know-how and things like that. Easy peasy, cheat squeezy. Don't you just love it? Ah, Obama and Biden. Fucking America. Like always. Gene's conspirator created fake email accounts and company one accounts in the names of others, including PRC political dissidents, to fabricate evidence that the hosts of and participants in the meeting to commemorate the Tiananmen Square massacre were supporting terrorist organizations, inciting violence, or distributing child pornography. The fabricated evidence falsely asserted that the meetings included discussions of child abuse or exploitation, terrorism, racism, or incitements to violence, sometimes included screenshots of purported participants' user profiles featuring, for example, a masked person holding a flag resembling that of the Islamic State terrorist group. Whoa. Jin used the complaints as evidence to persuade company one executive based in the United States to terminate meetings and suspend or terminate users' accounts of the meeting hosts. Holy shit, this is dishonesty up to the wazoo. God. Well, when China can't control things that are outside of their field of control, they can't imprison people, make them disappear, and things like that, they use less than stellar tactics to silence the opposition, especially if you're deciding to show to the world some of the ugly things that comes out on China. Check China Uncensored channel on YouTube. Alright. In June, Zoom admitted that a suspended US-based user who had hosted an event commemorating the anniversary of 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre. Republican Senator Marco Rubio, the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, questioned the company's close ties with China. Agreed. The allegations in the complaint laid bare the Faustian bargain that the PRC government demands of US technology companies doing business within PRC borders, and the insider threat that those companies face from their own employees in the PRC. Acting US Attorney Seth Ducharme said in a statement, As alleged, Gene worked closely with the PRC government and members of the PRC intelligence services to help the PRC government silence political and religious speech of users of the platform of a US technology company. I hope this guy is permanently banned from entering the US, unless he's willing to flip and leak a lot of Chinese insider information or a lot of things from China to the US. Then I hope the US think, okay, he can get in, but he'd better stay in Canada or Mexico or some other else. Not here in America, you filthy shit. Gene willingly committed crimes and sought to mislead others at the company to help PRC authorities censor and punish US users for political speech, merely for exercising their rights to free expression, and rights that are very much expressed and written in the American Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Let me put it this way, there is no country in the world that has a Bill of Rights or the Constitution that America has. None whatso fucking ever. There are no countries quite like America in that regard. In the Constitution of the shithole that I live in is not even worth the shitty toilet paper, the shitty one-ply toilet paper it is printed on. Shitty, and I mean with veritable shit stains on the shitty toilet paper. It's not even worth that. Anyway, let's keep going and finish this article. Zoom is not directly identified in the DOJ document, but the teleconferencing company released a statement addressing the situation. Zoom said they were fully cooperating with the Department of Justice, terminating the China-based former employee charged in this manner, and placed other employees on administrative leave pending the completion of our investigation. Last week, there was a massive database leak of nearly 2 million registered Chinese Communist Party members. fucking filthy commies. The breach provided an unprecedented view into how China could infiltrate Western businesses and companies. Yes, and that needs to be looked into, and the people that is in that list and is being employed at any company or anywhere else not only needs to be fired, but reported to the responsible authorities so they can be jailed for treason and other things like that, and spying and things like that. I fucking hate it, because China is a communist shithole. Well, albeit they claim them to be communists, and they are communists, but they are a bit like the other socialist child called fascism, which is pretty close too. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell button if you want an update about my balls in this filthy shithole, an exceptionally hot filthy shithole. And the most important bit of the video is good night.